if that's their problem is getting the map pack, I feel like if they wanted it that bad, they could have reached out and got that map pack for free or discounted if they're buying so
That
many. I
that's what they did for whatever, I forgot what it was in Halo 3.
yeah, there's no way that's
The
the reason.
midship.
No, you got the disc from
Oh,
this chip.
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you got the disc.
It
I
was what Onslaught and everything was on.
just from what I
Oh
know,
yeah, with Forge World. Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
just from what I
Right.
know, I don't see that being the reason. Maybe there was something wrong with it in competitive play. I've never played it, but that can't be the only reason.
it was it was like an Onslaught, to tell you the truth. That map, it was pretty fun.
Oh God, Onslaught, yeah.
I don't. They should try that out again, especially for no sprint and no bloom. I don't think they thought about that.
Well, someone has to make it. Has someone made an Onslaught?
I'm pretty sure they have. I'm pretty sure Salah has.
Yeah. Salon
Salah
made one, but it
has.
was way too big.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
get me
back in,
host
like,
you get me host an
V3, it was
Onslaught and see how
huge.
much you like it.
But I want to go ahead and give this over to the community. Why don't you guys tweet us what maps you would like to see, and we'll give you a shout out and tell everybody your answer at the end of the show. I'll put the Twitter in the link or in the chat for you guys. It's at real MLG the voice, and let us know what you guys think should be in, what needs to go, all that stuff.
Countdown
now-
needs to get out.
There we go. We got his.
Countdown needs to leave.
Yeah, it does.
It's
All right, guys.
retarded.
Countdown flag should stay. Countdown TSM
Slayer.
should leave.
Yeah, Slayer should get out. Flag's okay.
That's
We're
my
going to go ahead
opinion.
and jump into our next topic now. This one is very controversial. I'm just going to go ahead. We're going to talk about Twitter drama. Y'all talked last episode of Twitter drama. Someone, we're just going to go ahead and name it, neighbor got drunk. We're on a couple little bit of rants last night. Basically, I'm going to go ahead and throw this over to Spino right now before we hand it off to one of the guys that was involved that's on the show. Spino, why don't you go ahead and tell us about all the things that went on last
All
night
right.
with Neighbor?
All right, I'm gonna try to give this a little brief overview. I'm sure Dursky maybe knows this a little bit better than I do, but from what I saw last night before he deleted all the tweets, was that he was getting drunk and he was voicing his opinion, I guess you would call it, is about how new pros, um, new pros aren't anything compared to old pros, and that I don't know. I guess they were kind of lucky in a sense, and that they were terrible for the community and other stuff like that. I mean, honestly, sure it was. I don't know. It was entertaining, but to me, it's not something that you should come out and say like that. You shouldn't be bashing other players that play in the same or play for the same, company that you play for and are there for the same thing. I'm sure I'm missing a lot more. I know Dursky's got a pretty big opinion on this one, so I'll let him just kind of take it away.
Yeah, basically this happened last night. Neighbor it looked like he was talking about the TLN and how that would go, and he ranted on about that, about how, Mr. and Mrs. P were such a big, part of TLN that it won't be the same and stuff like that, which I can agree with that, like I'm not gonna say it might not be the same, but Mr. and Mrs. P were honestly amazing. For at least from my point of view, going over there, they were the most caring people ever. They, always had food for you if you needed something. That they could always help you out. And then it went from there into just talking about the new pros. Because I guess Ryan Noob the other day brought up something about how the new pros are still gonna stay the same for 2012, whether it's no bloom, no sprint, and that's where I saw my name getting brought up from Neighbor's post saying that players like Ryan Noob, Goofy, Dursky, Royal 2, the players that placed well this year, Lethal, like all those players that did good this year, he kind of just like threw us out there, and then he even threw Clutch's name out there, which was kind of weird. But basically, I responded, all in all, just saying how I don't know how he can see things the way he sees them. We worked harder than him this year. I have a lot of respect for Neighbor. You know, he's a really, really good player. Never, you know, would talk shit about him, but dude, like he just came out and, you know, said all this shit when he didn't work his ass off at all this year. He hardly got on before Providence and Orlando to practice with his team. That's his decision. Whether he was doing promotional things with Gamma and all the other sponsors he has, that's what he chose to do. But you can't come on here and talk about new pros and all this when you're not putting in all the time into the game that you truly, you know, want to be a professional at. And that's where I feel like the new pros, we worked our asses off this year, you know, and got to where we are.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. I say that if you want something, then you have to work for it. And it's obvious that the players that have been placing well have been working for it. Even I mean, he comes out and says this kind of stuff, but yet there's players like Lunchbox and Roy that have been working their ass off the whole way, and obviously it shows, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all about, you know, how bad they want to put the time into it. Look at Ogre too, man. The dude's he's been playing since Halo 1. You know? He worked his ass off in every single game title. Halo Reach, you know, a shitty game, you know, the Bloom, the sprinting, a shitty game. He worked his butt off, found the right group of players to put around him, and won a national championship. You know what I'm saying? That's what matters. And it's the players that, like, I can point out players this year that got lazy on it. You know, like I said, Neighbor didn't really practice as much as he could have. You know what I'm saying? He didn't put in the time that he did back in the day in Halo 2 to get good at this game. Best Man, I felt like he could have played more this year. With all that T Square, I'm not calling these people out to hate on them, but I'm just saying they could have put more time into the game. But you know, obviously they didn't because the game was, you know, maybe not a game to, you know, put all that time into. Who's another player that I can point out? Walshy, yeah.
Walshy.
You know, granted he went to the lands, but literally if they had the drive that they had back in the day in Halo 2, they could have been that much successful in Halo Reach. It's all about how bad they want it, and you know, it's really what it is. Even Fear Itself Victory, I'm looking here in the chat. Good players. Fear Itself, I just played with them these past couple nights. Even though it's no Bloom and everything, he's been getting on every night, you know, playing 20, 30 games. And he's loving the game, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's playing like he did back in the day, from what he told me. And that's what it's all about, is just putting in the time and, you know, how bad you want to get good at something you love.
Now, let me ask you something. This great debate thing, you know, that everybody's talking about, in my opinion, I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. I think that one of the reasons that Halo is, you know, not where it used to be as far as, you know, and all that, you know, popularity and all that stuff is because idols like you were mentioning, Walshy, T2, and all these other guys just ain't caring anymore. You know, like that's one of my opinions. I feel like if they care a little bit, this community will be fixed.
And that's exactly what happened. Like, the reason when they're all saying, "Oh, I wish it was how it was back in the day," it's their fault. It's like it is now. We have young kids, you know, not just young kids, but everybody, you know, new pros coming out of nowhere, and it's because they're working so much harder than those old pros, and they're knocking them out. You know what I'm saying, out of their placings and where they're at.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah, no, I totally agree. You know, people like Walsh here and T Squared are still figures in the community that people have heard of, you know, for a long time, and we'll hear about them for a long time. They kind of seem what are they? I mean, I don't want to say innovator, but they're kind of like a I don't know, like a bridge person. Like, people have heard about them and they get into MLG because of those players. And now I feel like some of those players are getting pissed off because they're losing respect as players, and new players, you know, like Dursky, like Royal 2, like Snakebite and all them are coming up and doing things that they aren't doing anymore. And it's sad to say because it's nice seeing all these new players doing well, and it sucks for the older players that aren't putting in the time and getting the, you know, placings that reflect that, but
it's their fault.
yeah, no, I totally agree. I totally agree that it's their fault, and if they want to do something, then change it. I think I want to say Neighbor's been playing more lately. I don't know for sure. I know he's busy with the Gamma stuff, and same thing with Best Man. But hopefully they're realizing this, and if they don't want to see you winning, getting second at nationals, then do something about it.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
So, I mean, sure they can talk and rant and rave and do whatever they want and be pissed off that they're not getting top 5, top 4, whatever, winning tournaments. But at that point, it's just an opinion. It has really no effect on anything.
Exactly, and that's why, like, when I talked about that with Ogre 2, people could say, like, Reach is a bad game, which I can say I enjoy it, but it's about you gotta put yourself into playing the game enough to understand all the situations with it. Obviously, the sprinting and the bloom makes the game inconsistent, kind of, but it does give you a true idea of what to do mainly. And when I see Ogre 2, what I'm saying, the dude's still winning championships. Like, obviously he's doing his thing to win tournaments. And he, what I'm saying, he can connect to saying this game sucks just as much as any other top pros could. But look at Ogre 2, he said, yeah, the game sucks, but I'm going to, put my time into it and get good at this game and, be successful like he has in all the other titles.
I totally agree.
I just don't like the pros that don't put the time into it, and like it makes no sense. I've been banned this whole year, and I've been playing every single day.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's sad when you see that. You're playing your ass off every day, getting good at the game, improving, and then you got the players that aren't dedicating any time, that aren't dedicating it. Dude, we're playing for $100,000, and you're getting on maybe once, twice a week. It's ridiculous. It should not be like that. And when people say, "Oh, I hate the game," then don't play the game anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, just get out of the league, because people are rather going to see players that are going to be trying their ass off, getting on all the time, practicing with their team, other than players that are just doing promotional stuff and hardly getting on, even though they're a big figure in the community. That's my standpoint on it.
Like, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and take, for example, there's, like, teams like the Orlando Triggers Down that I coached. They have that natural ability to play 6. I mean, we've earned that, but, like, I feel like if we would have practiced, we could have won the tournament. I tell Mason this all the time. I'm like,
dude, you guys could have got a top 2 finish at that event.
Yeah.
We went to a game 6, like, you guys were down 2 in the series, you came back at game 6. Whether you guys practiced online and would have been in a situation like that, what we had on Pit, where it was a standoff, you guys could have knew exactly what to do,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to point it out, but we could tell from our point of views that you guys didn't practice when we won the game down by 6 kills in 30 seconds.
Dude, I still don't know how y'all did that. I wish they'd come out with VOD on the freaking MLG thing, but they don't seem to want to do that anymore. But
Yeah.
they
speaking
didn't
of,
practice for Providence, did they?
nope, not at all either.
That's just wasted talent.
I'm sure they will.
But I'm pretty sure I would love to see these pros, Dursky and all these new pros continue to practice hard and all that stuff. But I want to see the old pros too, practice hard, let every game from round 1 all the way to the championship be tight.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. I'm calling all the old pros out right now. Work your fucking asses off this year. You know what I'm saying? Get back on fucking top, because it's gonna make the community that much more, so excited about watching the game when Walshy, you know what I'm saying? He's going off again. T2's, winning Team Slayer games with 20 kills. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm calling all the pros out. Let's get good at No Bloom. You know what I'm saying? Which I know some of them are going to be insanely good. I can already tell Fear Itself's going to be back this season. He's going to be a good player this year. You know what I'm saying? Put in the time, put in the effort, get hella good at this game. And that's what's going to make the top 8 so much. That's what's going to make the pros are going to stay there. You know what I'm saying? Like, the pro teams aren't going to change around if everybody keeps playing. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like Halo 2 days again, where it was, hard to even crack the top 24, say.
I would love to see tournaments like that again, or you just every tournament that's you get top 32 and you feel good about yourself. or you break top 16 and you feel like you just got top 4,
Exactly,
Nowadays,
man.
it's like
and like that kind of stuff.